Here I'm going to show you this Medx lateral raise. We've got some settings here. Seat numbers are over on this side. I'm on number 3. We've got a little bit of stuff going on here with the handles. I'll have told you where that goes. One thing everybody gets confused on this is the minimum weight on the machine is 20 pounds. So even if you have this pin out, there's still 20 pounds on the machine. I'm going to show you with just some here. There's also this little back pad adjustment. I'll have told you either up or down. This machine is an awesome example of something that gets really, really light up at the top, and it needs to, because when we're up in these positions, we have a short deltoid muscle, which makes it a little bit weaker, and we have to hold the weight of our arm. So these machines, or this machine in particular, is fantastic at being tough down here, and it eases up a whole bunch up here because of all the counterweights and the cams going on back here. And what that means is you can't continue to push super, super hard while the machine is getting up into that position, because then it's going to fly away from you. And then you'll catch it as it comes down, so you need to be prepared for that and go nice and slow, pushing out through the elbows and then up, and then coming back down. Usually somewhere around, I don't know, 100 to 110 degrees is probably where you'll want to stop, unless I'm having you use it for kind of a shrugging movement. The important thing here is the hands are just along for the ride. They do nothing. So you're not yanking with your hands and pushing or cranking in this way. This is all about what happens at the level of your elbow. So at the beginning of this movement, you want to make sure you're pushing straight out to the side with your elbows. And then as you get up and around, it turns into more of an up. And then on the way down, you're thinking down first, and then you're thinking letting your elbows come in, not down. So you're kind of following that arc of motion. What you should be feeling here are these deltoids right on the outside of your shoulder. The attachment comes about, I don't know, depending on the person, about a third of the way down your upper arm. And you want to think about using that to pull up towards the kind of top of your shoulder here. And then all of this stuff kind of comes along for the ride. The most important thing here, like I was saying, is don't go really, really fast. You know, if you put a weight on it that's pretty tough down here, it's going to get easy enough for you to finish the motion up here. But if you're pushing really, really hard, thinking it's going to stay that hard up here, it's going to go boop, flying away from your elbows. So you have to make sure you're kind of prepared for that. For some people, it makes a big difference to make a big inhale to get your ribcage volume a little bit bigger, so it gives your shoulders kind of a different place to work from. So if I get a big, tall inhale and then push, I might be able to have actually a little bit more load on there than if I'm kind of in what most people would call bad posture, kind of slouched down here. It might feel a little bit tougher. Another thing we want to make sure of is that your head is not flopping around back and forth. It's pretty stationary like this. But the most important thing is just getting used to that it's going to get easy up here thing compared to how it feels down here, making sure your hands are just along for the ride. You do want them on these handles, kind of up at the very top of them, but they're not doing anything in terms of pushing this way or pushing this way or pushing that way to actually move the machine. So you get set up in here, your feet might dangle, which is fine. Kind of get a pretty tall spine and a big ribcage volume. Initiate through your deltoids, push out, and then we come up and around, and then we return back down to the starting position, and that's how you use this here lateral raise.